my name is Ethan. I'm a rising junior at Plano East High School. Some of my hobbies, I like to read, I like math, and I like programming, so yeah.
Hi, my name is Anay, and some of my hobbies are the fact that I play ping pong and I participate in competitive math competitions. And this year I'm going to go to a boarding school, the Texas Academy of Math and Science. So yeah, I'm really into STEM. Our startup is AnyLearn, and what this does is it modernizes special needs and accommodative education. And for the competition, at least, we want our judge roles to be like investor or social entrepreneurs.
Okay, shall we start the pitch?
Yeah.
Judges, you are ready? Yeah.
Yes.
Let's start it.
Cool. So hi, my name is Ethan, and
And my name is Anay.
And our startup is AnyLearn, modernizing special needs and accommodative education.
Special needs students are faced with the lack of educational content that is specifically for them. Additionally, these students typically require external stimuli to stay motivated and engaged with their lessons. They learn best when the teachers provide them with short, bite-sized lessons and within distraction-free environments. Here we have conducted an interview with a local special needs educator.
I think I'm looking for more specialized instruction which can pinpoint their skill more. I'm looking for something, which will be interact to them through the computer and the computer program, something I'm looking for that.
Although the e-learning market has grown rapidly as technology becomes increasingly available to students, the special needs community feels alienated. In the classroom, special needs students are forced to reuse e-learning platforms that are meant for the general market rather than a targeted one, where many lessons part of these platforms be rewritten by the teacher. Additionally, e-learning platforms are directed towards the general primary education market, and many of these students require specific curriculum adjustments in regards to interactivity. And finally, teachers and parents are frustrated by the lack of high-density statistics that follow their students' learning carefully. So why is this a problem? There are more than 7 million special needs students in the US alone, and through our preliminary research, we found that students with autism have an average in-class attention span of between 5 to 15 minutes. However, the same study showed that when these children were introduced to games and physical activity, they saw that attention span of 5 to 15 minutes rise threefold to almost 40 to 45 minutes, showing that games and physical activity can really be a solution to helping to guide these special needs students through their educational progress. Our solution is Simply Learn, a comprehensive and robust e-learning platform that is specifically made for special needs students. And we offer a gamified learning experience, an individualized curriculum, and we optimize our platform specifically for learning disabilities so that we can target and help these special needs students achieve the best education that they possibly can.
So the edtech market is one of significant value, holding a market cap of almost $71 billion in the US alone, and more than $252 billion globally by the end of 2020.
The potential market for this industry is significant. On the basis of 13,500 school districts in America that have on average 100 special needs students per district, multiplying that by $500 of average revenue per district brings us to an overall market potential of nearly $81 million yearly.
We are seeking $1,000 to $5,000 to continue developing our special needs curriculum and our cloud infrastructure. Let's take a look at a competitive analysis of how AnyLearn differentiates itself from other e-learning platforms on the market. From our preliminary research, we found that there was no comparable e-learning solution in the edtech space that specifically targets special needs students.
AnyLearn is different because lessons in practice are specifically designed with learning accommodations in mind, and lessons automatically adjust gamified content to support these accommodations. So teachers can join voice conversations with their students to guide them through the process. We also have support for deep, low-level analytics so educators can track their students in real time. And we also support flexible curriculum inputs so teachers can roll their own lessons and practices and quizzes to really help, through our game wrappers, appeal to and keep the focus of special needs students. So by keeping students engaged, curious, prioritized, and connected, we can shape a better future for special needs educators.
Now let's take a look at our business model. First, AnyLearn operates on a subscription-based pricing model, which allows for a lower overall price for consumers and increases long-term profit in general. First of all, our subscription-based pricing and lightweight cloud infrastructure makes it more affordable and more flexible to expand in the future and support more users. And our reusable and automated curriculums show that that is efficient, and our math, science, and English questions can be automatically generated, creating new lessons and question banks automatically, which drastically reduces the burden on teachers.
Our sales and marketing strategy consists of multi-layered lead generation, nurturing, and conversion. Here's a look at our lead conversion site. Seeing how ubiquitous video media has become, as it allows for quick consumption of media, we prompt potential customers to view our videos before getting in touch with our team.
In regards to lead nurturing systems, we use cold calls and emails to directly reach out to parents, educators, and administrators to provide more information on a personal, individualized level. Second, we use Instagram and Facebook ads to target specific demographics that would be most likely to purchase our product. Third, we use Google Ads and SEOs to target people who search specific terms in Google. Finally, we use person-to-person referrals and testimonials as a method of word-of-mouth advertising that's both relatable and successful.
We follow affordable subscription models, classifying our products into individual class and district levels to give benefits to people who are going to be using our platform for more students.
Let's take a closer look at our product and how Simply Learn and AnyLearn differentiates itself. We follow the conventions techniques used by special needs educators. So we add physical motion while teaching, allowing them to have a higher memory of and retention of what they learn on a specific day.
So we use a brief statistics and logging suite that's fully fledged to really give educators the upper hand. And so we're able to turn these sort of simple curriculum models into really advanced gamified curriculum. So let's show a screen share of our demo. So here's our demo. It is called Johnny. Are you guys able to see this? Johnny Jump. So when I click play, you can see that the user is prompted with a domino card and an interstitial. So if they enter an incorrect number, it gives a prompt. And when they enter a correct number, it's able to continue the gameplay and let them proceed on with the game. One moment. So invest today to be a part of this exciting high growth potential ed company. Today, together we can make a difference and change the way our nation teaches special needs students for the better. Thank you.
Hi, quick question on the demo, like how much have you built beyond like the initial, user gameplay, like the analytics and stuff like that? Is it already built out?
Yeah, we have, so like we have different graphics made for the same thing. This is just like an instructional like demo video for like simple addition, but like we have all of our graphics made out for the same thing. So we have different levels, and we're started on our math perspective right now, but later on we also want to go to like English and other modes. So
I think sort of what he's asking is when the user proceeds to each step, we run a JavaScript function, and that JavaScript function integrates with our statistics suite because we're able to send HTTP requests to our general main level server that is then presenting all of the statistics into the educator's dashboard. Does that make sense? Does that answer?
Yeah, but in the demo, would you be able to quickly just show us like how the statistics actually looks like, the analytics?
So
or do you have it, or is it? Yeah, okay. If it's not
something
available,
that's something we're still working on. but we don't have the teacher dashboard made yet. So we can't really like show, if that makes sense. We wouldn't be able to show that progression of the data.
Yeah, one last question. Like,
Sure.
I'm trying to still try to understand, like, what is the special needs aspect of it? And the reason I ask is, like, even for pretty much any educational tutorial these days are gamified. They also have like lots of what do you call, very similar concepts of you play a game, and then in order to go to the next step, you introduce like STEM related questionnaire, and maybe the game storyline itself also teaches the student as to what to actually like learn, which then can be answered in segments and things like that. I'm still trying to understand, like within AnyLearn, since it is focused on special needs, like what is the extra flavor that you're adding to what we call help kids with special needs? Or
So we have different modes. So like how our thing is built is that like we can like prescribe. So like say someone has ADHD, right? And a teacher wants to give him content. We have different modes. So like something that you need to know about ADHD, people with ADHD is that they're more sensitive to hearing. So there's like automatic modes that automatically decrease the volume. And another mode that we have is like it auto generates questions. So especially students normally need more help with English since they have more struggling like with English. So for there specifically, they would have around 65% of content for English and another 35% for math. So it optimizes what's already there. And we also add more engagement. So say we're doing 4 + 3 equals 7, right? Instance. And say he gets this correct. Then we have like pop-ups that say, hey, do 7 jumping jacks. Now that's like our goal is just to make it more physically interactive so they actually like retain information.
So with our interview with Sunita, she really expressed concern. Right now she uses programs like, I think, Happy Numbers, Education Galaxy, and it is true that those are gamified, but like what Anay was mentioning, they don't have like a physical motion to them. Sometimes they have distracting noises. Depending on the different user, they don't want those noises, or they want specific accommodations that aren't able to be made in those softwares.
So the one aspect that just stood out to me as you were describing it is the multisensory modality component where you're asking them to do a physical coordinating activity. So the example that you were using was attention deficit disorder. And I think that, you know, that may integrate in other parts of customized learning, depending on if we're using a public school model here or a private school model. Are you marketing this as an intervention or an accommodation? And if you need me to explain the difference, I can.
No, I get what you're saying. So we were actually debating on this like before. So like earlier we had like competing subscription like models like for like a parent individually as a supplement and then schools there. But what we have done now is if you actually, Ethan, if you want to go to that pricing model page.
Sure.
So what we have done, you can just go back.
One moment. I think it is right here. Oh, that's an incorrect one. I'm sorry. Okay, you can just keep talking and I'll find it.
Okay, yeah. So what we've done is say like your district doesn't have it. So like right now we've done it per district. Say you need to have a minimum of 100 students that want to use this in a district. Like it'd be like $5 per student for them, right? This is like a supplement. This is like help teachers because the problem right now is there's no content specifically for special needs students. So we add this like physical element to this and we add a lot more basic steps that is needed for a special needs student compared to like using smaller level content that's used for special needs students. So it's more of like a supplement. Like say if the district doesn't want to buy it and a teacher can buy it, or for like the teacher can use some of the school's funds on a class level, and if they don't have that, then you can do it at an individual level. So it's not conflicting each other. It's more like if the district doesn't want to take that big of an action because there aren't that many special needs students in the district, then you could do it at smaller levels.
Okay. I have one additional piece you might want to take a look at, and I think it would interest both of you. If you look at Cisco's foundation, they have a specialty program for teaching math to people with learning disabilities, and I think you might find it really interesting. It's different than what you have here, but it's the one thing that we haven't heard today in the educational products. It's a visual It's a visual program, so it allows people to see math in a way that maybe it wouldn't otherwise be presented to them in a traditional classroom. I think you were trying to get there with some of your examples where you have the component of one showing the domino and then giving them an opportunity to respond, and then either positive reinforcement or not, asking them to try again. These are all really great sort of learning paths that go into, say, building toys or also building other types of products. So I just want to encourage you to continue exploring, because this interest that you have is really important. And I think it's also heading in a direction of VR. So you may also look into that as a component when you're talking about jumping jacks. You know, I'm a parent. I know that if my kids were told to do 10 jumping jacks, they may or may not do 10 jumping jacks and then go back to their exercise. So there are lots of different ways to measure that kind of movement. And I think that, you know, your overall academic interest in trying to understand how other people learn is really inspiring, and also trying to give teachers tools that allow them to do the customized instruction they need to do. In the case of this interview person, I'm sure she has a number of other students that she has to be attending to at the same time who also have specialized needs. And sometimes they need to be able to give student independent work, and this qualifies as independent work in that way. So that's all from me. Thank you for your presentation. And I don't know if Samina has additional questions.
No, I mean, thanks for the presentation. I think my only question was just very small. Is there a target age group that you were thinking for AnyLearn? I mean, your examples seem to be more catered to the elementary school.
Yeah, sorry. I think we should have made that more clear. But yeah, we're making it focused towards like pre-K to like 5th, like very like elementary, because I think the most important thing for a starter is to have a really small niche in the beginning, and then you can expand if need be. So yeah.